and I'm going to be teaching you a three-part series on participles. The first part is on forming the participle. It's actually really simple in Albanian, in Shqip. So, for verbs that end in oj or oj in Shqip, you're going to take off the oj and replace it with uar. For example, the verb lexoj, to read, would be lexuar. The verb punoj, to work, punuar. Next, for verbs ending in ej or a in Albanian, the participle is formed by dropping the ej and adding yer, ur. For example, gënje, to lie, becomes gënjur, and pëlqej, to like, becomes pëlquar. Last, for verbs ending in a consonant, which are many verbs in Albanian, you simply add ur, at the end of the verb. For example, hop, to open, becomes hapur, and vendos, to decide, becomes vendosur. Unfortunately, just like every other language, there are lots of irregular verbs, and you pretty much just need to memorize them, because there's no rhyme or reason for why they have the endings that they have. Here's an example of some of the most commonly used irregular verbs in Shqip. Kam, which means to have, becomes patur. Jam, which means to be, becomes qen. Ri, which means to stay, becomes ndenjur. Shikoj, which means to see, becomes par. Flas, which means to speak, becomes folur. And here's a list of some others if you'd like to pause your screen and take a second to read them and write them down. Now, in Shqip, the participle is used in three ways: to form the passive voice, to form perfect tenses, and to form verbal adjectives. First, let's talk about perfect tenses. Now, in English, perfect tenses are formed by taking the verb to have plus the participle. For example, yes, I have been to Albania. I have lived in Shkodër. In Shqip, forming perfect tenses with participles is almost exactly the same. Just like in English, you conjugate the verb to have and follow it by the participle. The verb to have is conjugated like this: Un kam, ti ke, ai ajo ka, ne kemi, you keni, ata ato kan. Now, what makes the perfect tenses easy is that you only need to conjugate the verb kam, to have, in the present tense and follow it by the participle. Do you remember the participles that we did in the beginning? That's all you need to know. So, conjugate the verb kam, like we just did, and follow it by a participle, and there you have it, the present perfect tense. Let's take mendoj, to think, for example. Un kam menduar, ti ke menduar, ai ajo ka menduar, ne kemi menduar, you keni menduar, ata ato kan menduar. So, if you wanted to say I have thought in Shqip, it would be simple. You take the first person singular of the verb kam, un kam, which is to have, and follow it by the participle of mendoj, to think, which is menduar. Un kam menduar. In this case, the present perfect tense is a great tool to use, and it's pretty simple to use also, since it's formed and used just like it is in English. I can have an entire conversation about what I did this morning or yesterday using the present perfect tense completely. For example, I can tell my host mother, yes, I have eaten lunch, by saying po, kom grandrikken. I can tell my Shqip teacher, no, I have not finished my homework, by saying yo, nu kam mbaruar ndërtuar në shtëpisë. And believe it or not, that's it for the participle. Our next lesson on participles will be covering compound tenses, so check it out.